has us in downtown New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome.
Tonight, it's a good Week 9 matchup here on a Monday night between the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Walker now on 1st and 10.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Saints at 6 and 2 to start play. They come in playing really well on both sides of the ball. They've won 6 of their last 8 CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Powell throwing on first down here.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw it up. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Powell, 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. A flag down. Let's see if this will stand. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3's head. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
Here we go, set.
Here's Walker to start the drive. Ooh, the juke. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside, they can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
That's good on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he'll work down inside the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Into the ball from the middle of the field. He popped up in the air. I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 17, Powell. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. they're going to run a little pop pass here.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage.
Nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real.
Touchdown! Donald Parham, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Ravens have retaken the lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And you know, there's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On second down, it's Walker.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They run again with Harris. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and
1. 4th down. Howell.
And he's got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Donald Parham, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Saints 7. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, you know, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Working out of the gun. Love. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down, how to throw. That's taken in by Watson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. On second down, this is Harris. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Powell's throw brought in by Watson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. To throw again on second down. Powell. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to draw that one free.
Powell trying to pick it up on third. He finds Watson complete. Touchdown! Christian Watson with his first career NFL touchdown. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Ravens 24, Saints 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On third down, Love. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over.
Ravens take over first and 10. At their own.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, it might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that. So I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Now a first down carry for Harris.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Powell.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Donald Parham
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Ravens continue to pull away here in this first half.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Ravens 31, Saints 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Okay, great.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
Vita Vea stopped that play in its tracks. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Airing it out deep for Smith.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. This time they stay on the ground.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Powell
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
on the give. This is Harris.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
The tackle made by Demario Davis.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Marquise Brown, the ball carrier. The tackle made just shy of midfield. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9. They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Quick slant to Watson. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 34-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Christian Watson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens have opened the lead up to 30. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michelle. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 6 on the run. It'll be 3rd down now with still a long way to go to get to the 1st down marker.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Dancing to his left. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Howell from the gun. Open man, Parham. He's got him.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
On 1st down, Howell. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
His throw complete right side to the tight end, Parham. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
119 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
2nd down, Howell now. All right, rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
And the Saints are going to take possession here as they got it at their own 4-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York? And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on it.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception.
Kyle Hamilton picks it.
And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
With this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Kevin Byard.
And the Saints are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. Got an open man. It's Olave.
The 30. 10. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Lutz with the extra point. And that trims the lead a bit, but still standing at 26 points. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
The offense on 3rd down tonight. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline, he will have the catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So here we go, 4th down, Howell.
And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Tucker now to add the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Ravens 47, Saints 14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
First down, Love to pass. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Throwing here, Howell. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Well, the lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team. They were so well-rounded in this one.
They certainly were, and how about the day those defenders had, though? How many takeaways did they have? I quit counting after a while. They were clearly the better team, and their defensive effort, it led the way.
So for Baltimore, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye.
Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Hey, check it. Okay, I feel unstoppable. Losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright lights, game on the line. Do what I gotta do. Time after time, we do the impossible. You ain't made